Welcome back now. You mentioned before the break just now that the size of this market of mineral wool insulation in Malaysia currently is at 100 million ringgit per year, which is relatively small.
Yes.
How do you foresee that in the years to come? Do you have any target to achieve?
When you go drive around in Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur and all the cities and also outside, you see an enormous amount of construction going on. And we know that it's we will have a growth in GDP. We want to move to a high-income status.
Yeah.
We know that more people will move into the cities, so construction will continue. The issue is now to build buildings and commercial and infrastructure in a quality that actually supports the economic plans for Malaysia. And here energy efficiency is extremely important because we cannot continue to just use energy as we do today. So therefore there's an enormous opportunity for growth for all kinds of green technologies, and insulation being one of the lowest hanging fruits. We expect that this market should be maybe 3-4 times bigger coming 2020, the target year for
in 10 years time,
for Malaysia 2020 plan.
So
that's why we are smiling.
Growth. Mr. Faisal, what are the current concerns that's being, the obstacles for this industry to grow to that particular target?
Okay, if I can refresh back the history of the industry, if we look back maybe 20 to 35 years ago, buildings in Malaysia, basically residential houses built with insulation. But the thing is that it's being left out when we move to the new era. I'm not sure why. It could be the awareness.
Or lots of other reasons, unexplained.
Yes.
Okay. So what we are trying to do here is we are trying to create the awareness
again
of the benefit of insulating a building, because that will of course save the energy used in the building. When we talk about energy, of course it will be on the cooling energy side.
So awareness is the biggest challenge that you have to overcome.
Yes, can one person believes in it, how they can know about it, and how to apply on it. That is that's one of the obstacles that we are having.
And this is just for residential, your personal houses, your homes,
okay. Yes.
And how much more are you talking about, to build a house insulated, properly insulated?
But maybe it's relevant to just touch on what is in it for Mr. and Mrs. Malaysia, because residential houses today is a very big consumer of energy. We're talking about basically putting a simple layer of the material on top of your ceiling or under your roof tiles, and then you will get the benefits in terms of lower energy bill, but maybe more importantly for us as normal people, you actually improve your comfort level in your building, because you actually lower the temperature of the inside of the building before you even start to switch on the aircon by maybe up to 5 degrees. So the thermal comfort, sort of the well-being when you're in your house, actually improves. And the cost is quite low, around 3 ringgit per square foot of roof area. So it's compared to other technologies, very inexpensive.
Do you have that in percentage, in the overall percentage? Like
could be maybe 2% for an average.
That's not much. That's not much. Yeah.
Terrace house. It's very low.
Yeah, it is.
But you don't see it, so it's the awareness is low. You don't go into a building and say, you have insulation.
I see.
Because you don't see it.
Is it apparent? Can you know a building is insulated?
Again?
Can you know whether a building is insulated? Is it apparent? Is it?
You feel it immediately when you go in, because you don't have this sort of radiation of heat coming from the, especially if you have a house with 2 stories. On the top story, we all know it's very uncomfortable during afternoon, evening. You can feel it immediately if the insulation is in. And if I may, one other small but important aspect, that when you put it in, it's maintenance free for the lifetime of the building, because it's there's no active components, no batteries, no nothing. It's basically just stone, and it stays there as long as the building stays. So it's not like with aircon you need to maintain it all the time and change it every few years.
Now, in terms of the government's incentives or announcements or grants, loans, has the government of Malaysia been helpful in this, in promoting this energy efficiency?
Okay, back in year 2008, they made an announcement of taking the sales tax out from this kind of products, not only products but also energy efficient appliances. And this actually has promoted the industry, whereby what we believe in is that the government is helping the industry to grow, but at the end of the day the government will get back the benefit in terms of the energy saved by using this kind of products and also appliances. More or less we are saying that the government is doing their very best to help on savings their pocket. So one of the example, like I said previously, is the sales tax exemption, and it may be more in the future, which we never know.
Yeah, to go hand in hand with the other.
Yeah, because we can say we have high hopes for the 10th Malaysian plan and next year's budget. Faisal, on behalf of MIMG, is participating in a number of technical working groups within the relevant ministries in sort of setting up the plans for a better green technology future for Malaysia.
Yes, yeah.
And we expect that insulation is well recognized as one of the technologies that should be promoted in terms of incentives, and hopefully ultimately put into building codes, building bylaws.
Apart from that, I mean, to create awareness, maybe briefly, a minute each from both of you. How else can you go about to promote it? I mean, to work hand in hand with the government. How else?
Okay, what we did
seminars
actually. Yeah, what we did actually, we are doing it actually. We involved in the working groups in the government level. In example, let's say they are establishing their plans, looking into how to save energy in the country. So we are involved in that.
You are giving the alternatives.
We are giving our inputs. We are being consulted to give our inputs in the various working groups at the ministerial level. So that's how we share our knowledge there. We share our expertise there.
Well said, yeah.
And MIMG has also undertaken a few studies. For instance, we have worked together with one of the technical universities in sort of proving that this works in Malaysia for a typical Malaysian construction. And very interestingly, we've also done a study with users of insulation, because there are quite a few users around the country. We've actually gone out and asked them, what happened when you insulated your house? Did you feel any difference? Are you happy about it? Would you recommend it? And that study shows that they are very happy and they would like to promote it. And that's the way we want to sort of bring the message across to the public, that this is actually something that benefits you as a building user, not only Malaysia as a country.
Now, Mr. Helgard and Mr. Faisal, thank you for coming here and to talk more on the mineral wool insulation industry. We are going out to have a quick demo on that one. But I'm going to have to say goodbye to you. That's all the time that we have for this week. Join us again on another episode of Focus Economy. Do email us your suggestion and question to our email address. That's focuseconomy@astro.com.ny. Thank you for watching and pleasant viewing. Let's go out for a demo.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.